Yo, 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 I know it's been some time, but we're back. Brah Migos podcast. We're back. We've been having technical difficulties past couple weeks, but it looks like we've got this under control, and we're here to give you our predictions for 2025 across a various amount of sports. And we also have to talk about the Jimmy Butler Heat situation. We have to talk a little WWE, what's going on, and all of that here. Tribal combat style. Brah Migos podcast. Sit back. About to go ahead and hit the music.
Hit that music for the new year, Playboy.
Right. So let's start predictions across so many sports. But before we get too deep into the predictions, we had a few correct predictions this time last year of what we did. Go ahead and let the people know what we did correctly.
Go back into the Wayback Machine. First of all, Happy New Year to you guys.
All right. Happy New Year, guys.
Go back into the Wayback Machine, look at the first episode of 2024 and see that we got some predictions correct. We predicted the champions of who was going to be by the end of 2024. First of all, your boy successfully predicted all of the CFP from last year correctly. Your boy right here with the shrugging shoulder. But we both predicted that the national champion was going to be Michigan. That was one prediction. So we both did that. My boy Nate predicted that the Celtics was going to win the title. He was right. Your boy over here predicted that the world champs for WWE were going to be Cody and Gunther by the end of the year. That's 2 for me. Now, where your boy Nate gets a half point is that he did predict that Cody was going to be the world champ by the end of the year, but he didn't pick another champ. So he only gets 2.5. So 2 for me, 2.5. I don't know how to make a half with my fingers for him. And so basically we got 2.5. We got 4.5 predictions right between the two of us. Crown us kings, please.
Prediction land.
Prediction land. We do this. We do this. But now we got a bunch of predictions for 2025. Because you know what? We're going to keep this thing on rolling. And so Nate, if I may be so kind, I'd like to ask you, who do you have as the World Series champ for 2025?
Against my better judgment. And I want to pick the Dodgers to go back to back, but Atlanta Braves baseball is my prediction. Some may say why. This team, when healthy, can be an absolute buzzsaw. They're a 100-win team on paper whenever they're healthy. Okay, we just need people like Acuna, Harris, everybody to be on the same page and healthy and running in their World Series bound. I am picking the Atlanta Braves this year, despite me wanting to say the Dodgers could go back to back. I think Atlanta is the buzzsaw that will win this year. What about you?
So I am going to go against who basically we both picked last year to basically win it, which were the Braves. And I am going to say the Dodgers are going to go back to back because Ohtani's coming back, Freeman's coming back, Mookie's coming back, Glasnow's coming back, Yamamoto's coming back. All these different pieces that basically made this team. Dustin May is coming back. Gavin Lux should be back. All these different pieces. Teoscar Hernandez, they're bringing him back, which they thought they was going to lose in free agency. They have so many things. They just assigned Kim from the Korean League. They're basically bringing in Blake Snell to be a lefty in that lineup. They're bringing in so many different parts and have brought in so many different pieces that they are going to be the ones that basically bring this back to back. And I think that if basically say they go against the Yankees again, who have also retooled as well, like it's going to be the same thing where somebody's going to have to win this. They both can't fuck up and lose. So I got the Dodgers actually going back to back and repeat as World Series champs.
That's respectable pick. Respectable pick.
I have nothing but respect.
Now coming up, we have the NFL, which is right upon us. We're working our way towards that Super Bowl, and these are our predictions for this. As of right now, Rob, who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
And this goes against everything in my being, especially because these are kindred spirits in my NFC North heart. But I don't think anybody's really beating the Detroit Lions right now. They're so damn good, dog. Like, they're just so good at basically being them right now. And I can't really pick against them. I really can't. And like everybody else, you know, you have the Ravens that are looking also good. You have the Buffalo Bills that are looking really good. You have all these teams that basically are formidable opponents for the Lions. But the Lions, I always say, like, they look like old man strength. Like, they just have that old man muscle. It's very rigid. They basically keep on going. They take a lick and keep on ticking. They're tough-minded, tough-willed, loads of talent, especially if they do get Aiden Hutchinson back, which they said is kind of a long shot, but still is possible, especially if they go and get it to the Super Bowl. So I got the Lions, man. Who you got?
Can never bet against Mahomes.
I mean,
and that's Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Rob, their offense has gotten better the past couple weeks. Getting Hollywood Brown back, he's starting to get into the rhythm of things. They're looking like an offensive juggernaut that will not be stopped. Whenever I rattle off the list of names, I'm just letting people know how it's coming. You people forget Patrick Mahomes. He just got slighted. He wasn't on the Pro Bowl. He didn't get picked as a Pro Bowl after being 6 years consecutive. You got him. You got, first of all, Hollywood Brown just came back. You got D-Hop there. Juju comes off the bench. Travis Kelce is there. Noah Gray is still there. Xavier Worthy, who's played even better since Hollywood Brown has gotten there. Came back the past couple weeks. His team is just there. And they're not even at 100%. They don't even have Rashid Rice yet.
That's true.
He won't even be back. If he was back, I'd say it's cakewalk. Plus, they did the one thing that I felt like I needed them to do to avoid being Tom Brady. They went and took a loss, so they're not perfect. So they had their reality check. And now they're ready to ball out. That was my one fear. I didn't want them to run the table, because whenever you run the table, you don't want to be Tom Brady. You don't want to go 18-0 and then finish 18-1 whenever you get to the Super Bowl. Okay, you don't want to do that. That was the one thing that I didn't want to happen. And guess what? We took the loss. We kept ticking. We kept winning. And I think that the Super Bowl incoming in Kansas City, fire up the goddamn barbecue pits over there, okay?
So you saying it's like a courtesy flush. They took a courtesy L.
You needed this. You need this. You can't run the table undefeated like that and just expect to win, because I'm going to be honest. I think if they would have ran the table, they might have lost if they would have got to the Super Bowl.
That's fair.
It's just a fear. I call it my Tom Brady fear.
I got you. No, that's a fair one. That is a fair one. I mean, really what happened was they got beat by a dude that was basically determined to beat their ass in Josh Allen that game. Like, that man was not coming away with no fucking W. He wasn't coming away with anything but a W. Like, that man won. Yeah. That man won his scalps. Like,
he might have got his scalps. He might have got his Aldo on from Inglourious Basterds. He might have got him some scalps. But I tell you one thing. He ain't making it about this movie like Aldo did. He going to sit his ass on the beach somewhere before the end of the playoffs. I don't see the Bills make it.
Okay.
That's just me. Now, what about NBA, Rob? Who you got?
So I'm basically go with my STL brethren, you know, Mr. Jason Tatum himself, and I'm actually going to pick the Celtics to repeat. Now, granted, I don't fucking like the Celtics. I've never really fucking liked the Celtics. I can't really give you a good reason why I've never fucking liked the Celtics, but I just never really have. But the thing about it is, I see this team as very formidable. I see this team as, I don't think anybody, it's kind of similar like to the Lions. I don't see anybody beating them. They're just so good, so well-rounded. The only thing that can beat them is them, especially when they keep shooting threes, keep trying to shoot like 100 threes a game. Like, that's the only thing. They need to basically make sure they got their plan Bs ready. But, nah, man, I got the Celtics winning it all. But who you got?
Believe it or not, I do have a lot of love for the Celtics.
Okay.
But I'm going to go against the Celtics. I'm going to say something that not a lot of people may like. I am going to pick the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the NBA Finals. I know. Okay? Let me explain. Cleveland has been on a unbelievable ass-beating streak. Okay? Cleveland has put belt ass. They are 30-4 right now. Okay? They are like 30-4. Now I know people are saying, look, it's the regular season. They haven't got luck. Last year, Cleveland went down. They lost people. Spider got hurt. They weren't 100%. And then some people may say, well, they're not going to beat the Celtics. Look, they split this year with the Celtics. They 1-1, okay? I don't think it's going to be a wash like it was last year. I want to say it was a 4-2 series. I don't see that happening, okay? And I personally believe the Cleveland Cavaliers could win it all this year.
Let the record show that the motherfucker that don't even like the Celtics is picking the Celtics to win. And the Celtics fan is going against them winning. I just want to let the record show to y'all, to America, that this is what's going down on this podcast. This man don't believe in his team. The team that looks better than everybody else right now. I am the guy that's saying that the status quo is going to remain the status quo. I just want that to be shown to y'all. Because I can't believe it either. All right? I really can't.
Look. I know it's hard to believe, bro. I know it's hard to believe. But trust me, that Cleveland team that won that night against them showed me something. Boston falls in love with the three too much. They can shoot themselves out of a game. Donovan Mitchell can match you point for point with Jason Tatum. Okay? The night that they lost, Mitchell had 35. Tatum had 33. Okay? Now, granted, Jaylen Brown wasn't there that night. Okay? But feel like this Cleveland team can do it because Evan Mobley didn't play good that night. They still got to win. Okay? I feel like the collective unit of that Cleveland team can match enough of the other star power to get a win. Because Porzingis played the same night that they had. They were only down to Jaylen Brown. That's it. That Cleveland team is dangerous. That team is dangerous. I'm telling you, Rob, look, whenever we get above him, I'm going to pull the schedule. I'm going to tell you, just go pop in. Just go watch one.
I got you.
Just go watch one. Because, you know, look, Bet365, FanDuel, whoever y'all can sponsor. Because your boy right here do some sports betting, gambling around here.
That motherfucker.
Okay? And look, give us a code, baby. I'm with it. You to help us, I help us grow. With a little code, we will help y'all.
We will promo code Brah Migos Pod out the ass.
Oh, yes, I will.
Ask W.
Yes, Ask W. Trust me, this is one of the things where your boy is watching so much NBA, and I love it. I'm not saying go spend your money. It's going to make you watch sports. But it will, to me, it made me engage even more. And it made my love of sports pick up. And it made me cover even more teams. Like, some people don't even know who the hell Tristan Da Silva is, okay? But guess what, though? Put him down for 10 points last night. He went and got 18. You could ask the average person that they don't even know what team he played for, right? And for the people at home who don't know, he plays for the Magic, okay?
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. But this Cleveland team is looking like a buzzsaw tomorrow. They play the Thunder. Whenever they play the Thunder tomorrow night will be a really, really, really good test of how good they are because I'm not going to lie. Shai Gilgeous, he's a dog, Rob. I know a lot of people are worried about the faces of the NBA. He's one of the faces of the NBA coming up.
The master of the MIDI.
Yes. Him and not to break us off. New Orleans, please, if you're going to trade Zion, trade him for De'Aaron Fox, please. Goddamn, just give me something to go watch in New Orleans. Please. I don't ask for much.
Hold on, you really want a De'Aaron Fox, CJ McCollum backcourt?
Yeah, boy, CJ went 50. He went for 50 last night.
But no, you want both of them niggas together.
Hell yeah, I'll take that. I will take that. And if we can slide DeJounte to the 3 or he gonna rotate in and out, I'll take that right now.
Okay.
I need something to go watch, which the team is being good. Yibes is developing as a rookie. He's shooting to the top. He's a hellified shot blocker, rebounder, great hustle player. I love all that. I need something else, though. I got to get rid of Zion. I'm investing in my team too much now. I'm spending a lot of time watching sports. I'm doing a lot. Trust me, I need this. I need this in my life. Now, with that being said, we're moving to the NHL. Rob, who are you picking?
So, of course, I'm 3-4 to the day I die, except not wanting to live there.
Mm-hmm.
The St. Louis Blues, all right? The St. Louis Blues that have so many people that I know about off the top of my head. Like, this team is very formidable. And when I say formidable, I mean formidable. Because they have Philip Broberg and Robert Thomas, you know, especially running at the center. Jordan Bennington, who is our Stanley Cup goalie. I absolutely knew him. Brendan said, I've heard of him. Yeah. Oh, they got a brother too. Pierre Olivier Joseph. I don't even know if that's right, but he's black. I can't remember the last black Blues player we had was Grant Fuhrer. That's the last one I remember. But like all these different players, Ryan Sutter, Jake Neighbors, all of these players, Justin Falk, another Falk in St. Louis. Don't you guys love that? All these guys are going to basically be lifting up the Stanley Cup. Dylan Holloway, I think I heard his name before. But like, yeah, all these guys are going to be lifting the Stanley Cup come June, June, when the Stanley Cup is played. So who do you have, Nate, as far as winners of the Stanley Cup?
June, I'm picking the Winnipeg Jets, okay? Led by Kyle Connor, left wing. Right now, he's doing this thing. He has like 52 points. The man is taking like 130-something shots for this season. I know him because, you know, again, a lot of sports, man, been forcing me to watch hockey and stuff. Gotten into this. The Winnipeg Jets seem like a very good team that can go shot for shot with you, get a lot of shots on goal, which is one of the things that I bet on. And watching him, he has a very aggressive play style, and I like that. And even though I've never been to Canada,
same.
Winnipeg seems like where I want to be. I've watched other people like the Blues. I've watched the Panthers, but I've kind of focused on Winnipeg a lot. Kyle Connor just seemed like one of those guys. He's not we're going to say he's not like a full-on 100%, hey, I'm the next Gretzky or something like that. But I feel like as a team, he's going to help lead them to the next Stanley Cup. Because we had the Panthers, I want to say, won last year. They came out of the blue, won this thing. Hockey is just one of those sports from watching it where it can go left in the first quarter. It can go, in the first quarter. It can go crazy in the second, and then left, right, front, back in the third, and in the game.
Side.
Yeah, hockey is probably one of the most, I ain't gonna say volatile sports, but it's one of the most, you probably can't say volatile, but it is one of the craziest sports where you can be losing right now and be crying about your money and then be crying for a different reason by the end of the game because you won. Because it can flip at the switch of a hat, like crazy good. And that's what's made me start watching hockey. I'm not even gonna lie.
And as you can hear by our tones, especially mine, we know hockey so well. These niggas put the N in age.
Yes.
So that's what we mean basically means, y'all. We could be y'all hockey correspondents. All right. Y'all heard where I was talking about the Blues and everybody that I knew from the Blues before 5 minutes ago. You saw that. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, we're gonna go to the WNBA because Rob kind of specializes more in the WNBA than what he does in hockey.
Actually, I do. I do like WNBA a little bit more, just a little bit. But for me, my prediction, I'm gonna go with the Aces. Love Asia Wilson, love Kelsey Plum. Like, they're gonna be very much good. I don't try to be a Liberty hater. Like, I do like Sabrina Onsu. I do like, I look Stewie, Brianna Stewart, John Quell. Like, they are good. I think they can have the chance to repeat, but I think the Aces, they had a bad year. They had an off year last year. And now Kate Martin's going to be gone. She's going over to Golden State, I believe, in the expansion draft. Like, it's going to be a different, but I think that they should be fine. I think that they'll be good for next year. So who you got, bro?
So I am going to pick the Aces with you, but I'm going to say this. I, too, am not a Liberty hater. But I'm going to throw this out there, and I want to make sure I say this on record, right? The Aces should win this, barring, and I got to throw this out there. The Fever don't take another big leap during the middle of the year next year. The Fever started off bad and made it to a 6.
That's true.
If that team continues to get better, Caitlin Clark and everybody else there, that team could rise up. And we always know this, Rob. It's just like with baseball last year. Who the hell saw the Mets being a damn buzzsaw in the middle of them in Philly and messing up? Who the hell had Detroit making it to the playoffs?
That's the one.
And I feel like they're going to do that to somebody. They're going to say, you thought you were going to make it? We're going to make it. And you're going to be like, well, my team was supposed to make it, but what? Nah, bro. Nah, you're not making it. You're not making it. And to be honest, that's the fun part about watching sports. Like, I could see Caitlin Clark and them finishing a 6, but saying, you know what? We're going to work together this offseason. We're going to gain more team chemistry because I'll say this. I know a lot of people, some people going to be here or against what I'm about to say. Caitlin Clark helped. She was one of the faces that helped out. Okay. Yes, their games were more visually out there for us to see. But it let me see something. A team that was kind of against her in the beginning galvanized around her in the end. And it was a great thing to watch because at first I was like, man, this team is going to go against her because they pass her up sometimes and stuff. And then they saw she could ball and she was going to pass and she was going to score and she was going to help out. And then they galvanized around her. And I'm looking at them as this is that I stepped on the one goddamn needle in this huge haystack and they fucked up my foot and now I'm hot. Now I'm mad because I stepped on this needle that I didn't know was there. And I think that could be the one team to throw a monkey wrench in all this. That's the one team that I'm going to say could mess this up and, they make those Cinderella runs and it's out of there. It's out of there. Now, on to football. Rob, we are on the same page with this college football. Now, some of y'all may not be on the same page with us, but don't really give a damn.
Not at all.
Rob, let the people know who we pick.
The Ohio State University Buckeyes as your CFP National Championships. Y'all saw what they did to Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Y'all saw what they've been doing to all these teams during the season. This team is very formidable. Jeremiah Smith is a motherfucker. Him and Quinshawn Judkins, Travion Henderson, Will Howard slanging it. Like, this team is good. That defense was really good against Oregon, at least in the first half. Kind of started to taper off in the second half against Oregon. But no, this team is really good. We're down to the Final Four now. But that's who I think is going to be the national championship. Ohio State. But we both think it. But what's your reason?
Let me give you some knowledge, Texas. You're about to play Ohio State in what's called the Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
Okay? Talk to them.
Ain't about to be no such thing as a good year for y'all Texas coming up in this next game, all right? Let me explain to you why. You went 2 overtimes against Scatterboo in Arizona State, okay?
Against Scatterboo.
Two. And this was a 39-31 shootout, okay?
Yep.
They have Ohio State only beating y'all by 6 points. Okay? That's it. I feel like Vegas is being too generous to y'all. It's right now. Because I see Ohio State putting belt to ass, okay? I mean big belt to ass. I mean one of them wide, thick leather belts. Just all
snap
across.
Back and hit your arm, yeah.
Yep. They about to work y'all out, okay? Because Oregon got 20. Look, Oregon got hit with a 20-piece cross their head, okay? So what the hell you think you about to get hit with? Okay? Now, granted, a lot of people feel like Texas is going to be in there. They think that they're going to win. I don't think that y'all going to win. Not even by the slightest chance. And them making it a 6-point, making Ohio just a 6-point favorite. I'm picking Ohio to at least beat y'all by 14. At least. I'm thinking at least 14. If Ohio come out there and jump on y'all like they did Oregon, they're going to show you that this college football ranking crap means nothing. 0. Oregon was number 1 and played number 8. Okay? And lost by 20.
Undefeated Oregon.
Exactly. Tennessee was 9 playing Ohio State, okay? 9 and 8 is right next to you. Ain't they right next to each other, Rob? Last 7, 8, 9. The 8, 9, right. They're right there. And it was 42-17. This is about to show y'all that whenever me and Rob was complaining and saying that this needs to be reworked clearly. This shit clearly needs to be reworked. If y'all don't wake up and see this now, come on now. Just come on. What else can I say to help y'all see that this is fraudulent shit? It is. Georgia was number 2. Georgia ain't even there no more.
Nope.
Georgia ain't even there no more. Georgia ain't there. Boise State, now granted, Penn State should have been higher than Boise. I'm not gonna lie, me and my homeboy talked about that. Boys, we knew Boise was gonna try to give Genty the ball. Penn State was gonna put 8 in the box. They were gonna be ready for him. Penn State went out there and said, "Nope, Genty, no rush record, no pass and goal, no nothing. Yeah, you go home too.
Yeah.
You're good too." So this is about to show y'all that all of that seeding and how they do this is just irrelevant and it makes no sense. And that you're missing some teams. Why I'm speaking about college. It brought me joy to watch Visky's Alabama lose. And I let him know that. Hey, Visky.
Hey, Visky.
Just had to throw that out. I got on the phone. Hey, bro, you know your team.
Lost to Michigan. Sorry ass Michigan. Which, granted, that was a Michigan that beat Ohio State too. So
yes, it was. It was. But it brought me joy. See right here.
Right here. Yeah.
Right there. Now, moving on. College basketball. Rob, who you picking, men and women?
All right, for men, I'm going 3-peat. 3 of them things. Let's go UConn basketball with a whole bunch of players that I absolutely know that are still there. So like UConn basketball, the men's Huskies, I'm really taking them as champs this year, for real. They got Liam McNeely, solo ball, so you already know he plays a lot of ISO. Terrius Reed Jr., who's a center. Like, yeah, man, this team is very formidable, and they're 3rd in the Big East right now. So you guys, they're 11th in the country. So you guys really need to, get up on them and get familiar with them. But I really have them as the repeat champs this year. They're going to go into the tournament, get right, get good. Look at Georgetown getting good too. But no, this team is a good squad. They might not be the same as what they had last year. But yeah, I got the UConn men. But for women, I got Notre Dame, which I don't usually pick Notre Dame because I don't like them just like I don't like the Celtics. It might be an Irish thing. I don't know. But like, I just don't never really fucked with them. But who I do fuck with, Hannah Hidalgo. She's a motherfucker. She basically is a killer, just like Rike Ogumawale. Like it's who also went to Notre Dame. Like she is a straight up, I would say villain, but she's a straight up killer on the court. And I love killers when it comes like people that's going in the lane, can score from anywhere, want to be natural scores. Face up, because I was going to pick USC with Juju, but nah, I'm going Hannah Hidalgo with Notre Dame winning it all this year.
And for your exact reason is why I'm going USC with Juju to win the women's. But more specifically, whenever I pick men's, I'm picking the Memphis Tigers, coached by none other than Penny Hardaway. Okay, PJ Haggerty, the sophomore, killing it right now. Great guy, Tyrese Hunter, the senior. That team is loaded with a lot of senior talent. Feel like they're going to make a run. They played UConn earlier this year. They beat UConn. It was an overtime game. I'm feeling like if there's going to be a team in college basketball, men's college basketball, to make a run coming out of the South, it's going to be Memphis. They're going to show up. I feel like they're going to be consistent. I feel like they're going to get this win. UConn is nothing against you. You have a very solid team. Duke even has a great team. But Duke showed me one thing. Duke showed me that they have the inability to not be able to get buckets whenever they really need to. And as much as I would have liked to have picked them, I was like, I was like, Duke scares me. Even though they're 12-2, because they lost to Kentucky, but Kentucky has a good team, and I'm just a little shook. I was a little shook to pick Duke. They lost to Kentucky, they lost to Kansas, so that kind of worries me because it's like, oh, y'all hit ranked teams, but you did beat Arizona, you beat Auburn, but that loss in that tournament, whenever I was watching, whenever they lost to Memphis, it blew my mind, and it made me really put more of a spotlight on Memphis in my mind. And I was like, this Memphis team looked really, really, really good. They're 11-3, but I feel like that team is going to show up, and in the next few weeks you're gonna see. I feel like they're gonna play out. They don't really have any ranked people that they're gonna play, but they've beaten the ranked people that they have played. Like UConn, they lost to Auburn. I'm not gonna lie, they beat Clemson. They beat Ole Miss. I'm looking for them to make a run. That's the team that I'm looking to make a run. Now, we got Wimbledon up next.
Yeah, we'll go Wimbledon next.
Okay, who you got for Wimbledon?
So I got Carlos Alcaraz as for the men's side, and I got Coco Gauff for the women's. I can't really give you much on either one. I just know Carlos Alcaraz is really good. Coco Gauff is also really good, and that's all I got for tennis.
Yeah, for tennis, center is who I'm picking. I haven't been watching women's, and I feel like I can't pronounce tennis for his name. That's just me.
It's like Jakob or some shit.
Yeah. It's something crazy like that. They kill me.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes I need ESPN to put like a translation thing up there and give him a nickname for me, so I can work this out.
Like a Mickey Mouse thing, like da 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 da, like just something where it's like
just help a brother out. But center is probably gonna be my pick for them. We both going into the Masters. We both have Bryson winning. So we gonna help y'all out with that. We not gonna go too far on that.
Not at all.
And NASCAR, we're both picking Bubba Wallace because we always want to see our black people prosper. Yeah. Plus, who wouldn't want to see a guy like Bubba Wallace? The name says something like he should be winning that.
Like NASCAR needs a Bubba to win. Like there needs to be a Bubba. There's been a Bubba vacuum in time. Like there needs to be a Bubba winning.
It's like, come on now, bro. His name says that he races cars all the time. Bubba Wallace.
Right.
Let Bubba go.
Yeah. William Darrell Wallace Jr. should be the NASCAR champion. Bubba.
What the hell ain't you? What the hell he get Bubba? I don't know.
Assimilation.
No. WWE World Champs, Rob. Who you got?
All right. So, of course, since I picked it absolutely correct last year, I'm going to basically say that this year is going to be about the same. I got Kevin Owens as one of the world champs and Gunther as the other world champ. So I got Kevin Owens and Gunther for the men's side. And as far as the women's side, got Bianca, who I'm going to talk about a little bit later, and Rhea being the champs for their side. So Bianca and Rhea being world champs. Who you got, bro?
Okay, so since I had a half of one right last year, I'm going to pick Cody. And on my other side is going to be KO this year. I feel like they're going to mix it up, try to give the Stone Cold Wannabe a little bit of a title run right now. And then it's going to be Bianca and Jade on the women's side. That's who I'm looking for right now. Which we're going to get more into. We're going to get more into wrestling a little bit later on. AEW champs, who you got?
I'll be honest. I haven't watched any AEW in a very long time. I forgot that Wrestle Kingdom was today. And somebody had to remind me that Wrestle Kingdom was today. Because I know it's always January 4th, but I forgot it was the 4th. And I haven't watched New Japan in a while either. But that's neither here nor there. I got men's champ, MJF. Somehow he's going to basically win it again. And something. Then the women's, I got Mercedes Moné. I feel like they've been waiting to crown her the world champ. Right now, I think it's Mariah May. I think that's her name. She's the current AEW champ. But yeah, Mercedes is gonna be it. I think Mercedes has been the TNT champ. No, TBS champ. Excuse me. The TBS champ, and then the New Japan Strong champ, I believe. So I think they're gonna eventually make her the AEW champ. Who you got though, bro?
Yeah. So I'm gonna steal yours, Mariah Moné, to win the actual AEW Women's World Championship. Yeah, Mercedes. Mariah May is the world champ right now. I'm gonna pick Mercedes Moné to win it. And I did pick Swerve. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Swerve. I'm gonna stick with Swerve. I'm gonna stick with Swerve.
You got Swerve getting it back.
Yeah, I got Swerve getting it back. Moxley just having it. It seems right, like he should be the face. But I feel like you need to give it to somebody else. I feel like Moxley is kind of, he's doing this thing. But I also feel like he's cool with being the face with that championship where he is. I feel like he enjoys being in AEW. I feel like he doesn't want to go back to WWE right now.
No, he don't. That man was built to not be in the structure that is the like. He has his own way of doing things, and I think that AEW has it very much binds in how they basically go. Now granted, but WWE is not as bad as what it was when he was there. But the thing about it is, I think that he himself just likes being. I can see him showing up to a Royal Rumble though one day. But I think he himself basically he just fits with AEW and the cool dad way that Tony Khan does his thing. So I think that's just how he likes it. So more power to him. I say he should be there versus WWE if that's what makes him happy.
Yeah, in the end, with a lot of wrestlers, I think it's what makes them happy versus where we kind of want them to be, So I can see that. I can definitely see that. Now, XFL, Rob, I'm pretty sure I know where you're going to go with this, but go ahead.
How could I ever go against anything than the St. Louis Battlehawks? Law is law. Law is motherfucking law. This is a Battlehawks household. We will not stray away from our beloved Battlehawks. Who you got, though?
You heard the man call it law, but I'm going DC Defenders, okay? I want to say they were 9-1 last year. They were looking really, really, really good. They're probably going to win it all. They're probably going to win it all. That's who I'm looking for to repeat. And those were our predictions for upcoming 2025. We had to go through and give you guys everything that we like to do. But we do have something else that we need to talk about, and we're going to slide into the NBA. This has to be the messiest situation of a breakup between a man and his woman, and they are going out into the public, and now they're starting to throw shots at each other. And we are talking about Jimmy Butler and the Heat.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we must talk about this today because me and Rob have quite the look on how this looks. And first off, I'm going to say, Bro, how much messier do you think this is going to get before the trade deadline?
Oh, it's going to get bad. And the thing is, it's going to get bad is because Jimmy thinks that he has the upper hand. And Pat also thinks he has the upper hand. And both these two upper hand motherfuckers are basically going to conflict with each other because Pat thinks that basically he can A, trade Jimmy for whatever he wants, and B, he has no flexibility. Like, Jimmy is all he got for that team. They don't really, like, Bam is not doing what he been needing to do. He hasn't basically been the, that next best piece that basically that would propel them. Tyler Hero hasn't been either. Terry Rozier's been fine, but hasn't been that great. Like, the other pieces that they have are just kind of waiting for somebody to really take over, really a Jimmy to take over. Jimmy's been hurt. Jimmy's, like, he doesn't, like, it's been a lot of things. And so Pat basically is trying to play this pissing match of, all right, I'm going to suspend you for 7 games. You've been having conduct detrimental to the team, all this kind of shit. Basically, he said shit during the off season, like, Jimmy ain't going nowhere. We're going to work it out. Basically holding Jimmy's feet to the fire. I get it. And this is why I get it. Because the thing with Jimmy has been the leader of the Miami Heat since he's been there. Jimmy has, and to his point, Jimmy basically said, we were talking about it before the show. Jimmy basically said that, hey, Pat, you haven't gotten me any help, which, like I said, Bam should be that, Tyler Hero should be that, but they've been both hurt and not playing as great as what they could be. But the thing about it is, in the past, when the way that they even got Jimmy was out of nowhere with nothing. And so Jimmy, I think, is basically like, look, you got me here by magic. Where is the magic, Pat? You're supposed to be the magician. You went and got Terry Rozier, who's supposed to be our other scorer because we've been missing scoring. You couldn't keep Caleb. You did shed Kyle Lowry. We haven't really supplanted us and kept us where we need to be. We've gone and got Jokic. You gone and got Jaquez Jr. You got the Kal-El dude, not Superman, but like, I can't remember what his name is. It was like Kal-El, Orange Soda, whatever. But like, it's still to the point of, you haven't gotten me a better team than what we have now. I've been doing more with nothing, and I've been trying to do the best with nothing. But as the leader, though, I think what Pat is going with is, hey, these guys gonna go as you go. If you are slacking, if you trying to be a troll, if you trying to do all this other stuff, not really playing all these games, sitting out for little bullshit, this team is gonna basically not fly. This team is not gonna go anywhere. You have to be more. And he's been trying to rely on him being more for the last few years. Even though Jimmy basically carried them to multiple finals and basically has been that centerpiece for that team, he's wanting more. Pat has been wanting more. And the thing about this, they need to divorce. They need to break up. But the problem also is, which is the third piece, ain't nobody wanting Jimmy but for the price tag that he gonna come with. Because Pat's going to want the world for Jimmy. Pat's going to want a lot for Jimmy. Pat's going to want a good starter. But ain't nobody giving up a good starter for a guy that can't stay healthy, for the guy that wants a lot of money, and for a guy that they may or may not even need. So we were talking about we actually tried doing him or them for the trade destinations that basically Jimmy could go to. Now Jimmy is basically saying he could go anywhere. What teams are basically going to want him? What teams are want to give up a lot to basically get a Jimmy Butler? That's the big question. To get a Jimmy Butler and to keep a Jimmy Butler happy with money, who is going to have that and have that in spades? It's really not that many people out there. It's messy. It's going to be fun to watch, but I wouldn't even want to be in the Heat locker room. I wouldn't want to be in the Heat front office right now because it's going to get really, really bad.
I feel like we're jumping over like the most important part that started all this shit. The keeping of Tyler Hero. This is what really starts all of this shit right now.
That's true.
They banked on Tyler Hero to be healthy and extremely good.
Yep.
Wasn't really healthy. Kind of sort of coming around right now, okay? The problem with that is he's not enough help. Bam hasn't taken another step. So remember, like me and you talked about, all of this was based upon, hey, if you give me Tyler Hero, we'll give you Dame. We want him. If you give us Tyler Hero, we can do the James Harden trade. If you do this, we can do that. So let's look at something. James Harden is a pretty good passer. He's been averaging about 20 a game right now. Might have not been that bad to get James right now. And he's readily healthy. Him and Norman Powell doing decent for the Clippers. You look at Dame. Dame's been pretty good with him and Giannis. That could have been some extra offense that you could have had. It was offers out there. Tyler is just starting to run around to where you feel like you need him to be. Bam still isn't there. So you don't have what you're looking for. One. Am I saying that the team would be some god better team if they had Dame? I'm not going to say that for sure, but I will say this. Dame's a better scorer than Tyler. He can pass the ball. James Harden can pass the ball. James Harden can go nuclear. Hell, James Harden cooked my goddamn Pelicans the other night. I want to say for like Norman Powell did this for 30-something. I think James had a night he went off on like the Jazz or somebody for 40 or something. He's averaging still about 20 a game. He's averaging about 8-9 assists a game. He's doing what he needs to do. Am I saying that this would have been the best trade? You probably could have finagled something else to help him out. But right now, he doesn't have help. This started with Tyler. Tyler was hurt like majority of last year. You got nothing out of him. And now you're saying, okay, Tyler, hey, we need you to be good, okay? Which he is leading the team, 24 points a game right now. But part of that is because Jimmy wasn't around right now. Jimmy behind him is 17 right now. Bam is still floating about 16. Tyler is leading in assists at 5. Okay, he's a younger guy. You're saying I got more tread on the tires. He's what? Let's look. Tyler is looking at 24. He's 24 right now. Okay, he's going to be 25 this month. Okay, so you're looking at, okay, he's 25. I'm gonna keep him. He has a bunch of upside. All right, bet. We're looking at that, and last year he played 40 games. Okay. He played 40 games last year. That's what you got out of it. That's not enough. Yes, he's played 32 so far. He started 32. That's cool. He's at 24. He's taking an uptick in points. This is all true. Is he going to be clutch when you need him to be clutch? He's still not quite enough to help Jimmy get over the hump. Could you lay this at Bam's feet? You probably could. You could maybe say this is Bam's fault. That's somewhat.
I think it's pretty fair because I think that what they want Bam to be is more than what he's been. They want him to be more dominant in the paint. They want him to be that two-way defender that basically is that rim protector. They want him to be more like Joel. You know, maybe not shooting as many threes, but they want him to basically be that scorer in the middle that's going to basically shut things down, rim protect and all that. And he just hasn't really been as much as probably what they want him. And he's an undersized big, but it's just like, it's still to where they want him to be more.
Yeah. And you want him to do this, but is he? He's not. So now this kind of raises the question in my eyes. Do we look to trade Bam? Well, Jimmy said he wanted to stay because of Bam.
Right. Everybody wants Bam, but Bam don't really want to be great. That's been the biggest problem when it comes to like this team. Everybody, they want to play with Bam. I think James Harden, wanted to say he wanted to play with Bam. Jimmy wants to play with everybody wants to play with this motherfucker, but this motherfucker has not taken a leap that basically makes it to where he can be that number 2 for this team. And Tyler Hero, I guess, would be that number 2, but he's not seen as a great number 2 yet. So you don't have somebody that basically this number 1 can bounce off of and basically work with. So then now you in flux. You're not championship ready. That's the problem.
And this is the other thing that we fail to say sometimes. Jimmy isn't always there during the regular season.
At all.
He'll show up during the playoffs, but he's not there during the regular season.
And that's probably what Pat hates.
Yeah.
The most.
Because he's no good to us during the regular season. So, but you want people to be traded. You want moves to be made. And like me and you talked about, what pieces did they have to give away other than Tyler Hero to go get somebody else? You had people walk, because I want to say, Caleb Martin last year. He's gone. You had little guys like him that put up points, but they walked away. They took better contracts, which, hey, man, I can't be mad. Man went and got his money. I don't even think Caleb Martin even playing like that. You know, but he got his money, though. He got his money. So, in the end, what do you do? Because in reality, the Heat tied their own hands to a certain degree. They tied their own hands, and Jimmy helped finish rapping and made the nod on him and said, hey, I'll be here if you can do something, but I don't want to be here because you can't do anything. Could the solution be trade Bam? I don't know. What could you get for a Bam?
I don't know.
Like, what could you go? Because you're gonna have to fill this spot, and you're gonna have to fill his spot in this production at that position. It's like, who could you go get to get that right now?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Because he plays center at an undersized big. Would you try to go get like a Sabonis Jr.?
Yeah, but you ain't gonna get Sabonis off of him.
Yeah. I don't think De'Aaron Fox is gonna, be too kind if they get rid of. They just got rid of the coach that he likes in Kingsland. So would they be willing to do a swap with you for a Sabonis? I don't know. Where else could you go? Embiid isn't going anywhere. They didn't they clearly put too much in trust in the process in Philly. Could you have made a trade to get a Paul George to help a Jimmy Butler? Playoff PB, he ain't there during the playoffs, but he is, regular season urine. That's what he is a lot of times.
Okay.
That's what he kind of is. So it is what it is. Who do you go get to help this? Who do you go get to just help this Miami Heat team?
I don't know. Because like you said, they don't really have the assets. They don't really have the picks. They don't have draft picks, really. They don't have much to really give anybody. And that's really the thing. Unless you trade away Hero or Bam. That's the only thing you want.
Yeah, and then here comes the Pat Riley. Okay, well, I'm going to get rid of Jimmy. Well, who the fuck is going to take Jimmy? Who wants Jimmy?
Who wants Jimmy in that contract?
I'm going to tell you something that hurt players, whether or not they believe this or not. Have you ever heard some of the stories that other players tell about, like Jimmy Butler? Like him getting into it with the coach in Chicago and him telling him about it. So
yeah, I remember that.
Whenever players got podcasts, they don't realize that they snitch on each other and let other people know about other players' habits.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it's come to the light even more about Jimmy, that Jimmy does fucked up shit in the locker room and says fucked up shit to the coaches and to other people. So now you know who you're dealing with. So now every other GM looks at him like,
I ain't got to deal with that shit.
I ain't touching that right now, brother. Like, why would I touch that? Why would I want to deal with him? And you have to have a GM now who's gonna be on his, I'm gonna gamble on this shit if I can get it for a little bit of nothing and see how it works out. But who's gonna gamble on you now? Who needs you? He said he wanted to be his son. I don't think the Suns are gonna give up Bradley Beal to get you now.
Oh, they would. I don't think the Heat want Bradley Beal, which I think they already said that they don't want Bradley Beal.
I think even if they were willing to take Bradley Beal, I don't think the Suns would give him up.
Nah,
because
go ahead.
even though the Suns have said that they get up off of Bradley Beal, I don't think that they deal with the Jimmy Butler headache that long.
I think they would if KD would want him. I think the thing is, because I think they needed Jimmy Butler more than they needed Bradley Beal, because Bradley Beal is just a poor man's Jimmy Butler at this point. And so I think that they would like that. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, Bradley Beal, I don't think anybody wants. That's a contract nobody wants. Like Bradley Beal, like nobody wants him, even though he's
him and Rudy Gobert. Him and Rudy Gobert. Nobody really wants to touch those contracts.
I think people will want Rudy Gobert. I think because Rudy Gobert is useful. Rudy Gobert is not all the way useful, but he has a usefulness to him. I don't think Bradley Beal has that big of a usefulness to him comparatively to how much he's getting paid. I think that's really what it is.
And the Suns would allow kind of him to sit back where he wants the Cadillac, because Devin Booker and KD are going to take most of the shots for you. You're going to chip in 10, 15 a night till we get to the playoffs, and you'll probably show up and make a run. It probably would work if they'd be willing to do the trade.
I think it would have legs, honestly. I think it would work out to an extent. Like Jimmy just, like this whole thing is just gone. I think this whole thing is just dissolved, and I think that they just got to figure out what way can they do it. I mean, they ain't going to release him, I don't think. But
I don't think so.
But like that might be the only other option at this point. Because I don't think they can make things work out.
He's alienated so many people, and I'm going to be honest. Pat Riley is one of those dudes, I feel like he's super vindictive if you cross him, you know? I really do. Yeah. I think that he's like super vindictive if you cross him. I feel like it's just like the thing where they said Shaq was gonna try to like put hands on him, and it's like if he's willing to do that to Shaq, who bought him a championship now, you know where you lie with him. He got rid of D Wade in the end, even though D Wade was, he was going out. He got rid of D Wade. Help bring LeBron, and they bought you a couple of rings. And I think Pat is one of those guys. He don't really care what you bought him. Like he's like, okay, what can you do right?
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, he's clearly one of those type of GMs. But that kind of speaks to the kind of coach he was too. Whenever he was in New York and shit like that, look, I need you to work right now, not later on or what you did for me before. Pat is just that shrewd guy, man. And in the end, this is gonna be messy. This is gonna be horrible. I'm gonna be honest. I think Pat is gonna try to ship him somewhere like the Jazz or something.
Just make a statement. Yeah.
He's gonna try to send him to the Jazz for like, I don't know. Well, Larry Marketing might not be that bad. Larry, get about
if they're 15, willing,
17.
if they're willing, if the Jazz is down, they would definitely. I know the Heat probably would take Lauri Markkanen. Shit, maybe Kessler cat. Jordan Clarkson. Like they'd probably take. There is some niggas that they probably John Collins even maybe.
Collins is actually a solid player. He just wanted a bigger role in Atlanta, and they weren't going to give it to him. And that shit actually is kind of helping Atlanta out, because a lot of those young cats then came around in Atlanta now.
Yeah.
But he's going to end up somewhere. He does. I don't know. He's going to end up in like Toronto or someplace, you know?
Yeah.
Or let me see. Let me pick a really obscure team that he can just end up. And see, this is the hard part. It's some teams he gonna end up like a wizard, but like Jordan Poole and shit. He's gonna wind up fighting Jordan Poole like Draymond again.
Dude, that'd be nuts.
He can't. It's not too many spots he can go. I'm looking, maybe Brooklyn. If Brooklyn is willing to come up off of young people, maybe he could end up in Golden State, bro.
Yeah, that's always a possibility.
Golden State could use a little extra firepower.
I think they already said that. They already said no to him. They already said they're not going to be a suitor. So,
I guess becoming an Indiana Pacer is a possibility.
Yeah, that's always possible.
No, that could probably work for him. Siakam, him, the Tyrese Halliburton. He might be able to galvanize because I feel like that's a team that's not really a bad team. They just don't have enough. Well, and that they probably don't have enough leadership for sure. And Tyrese Halliburton needs to learn how to go get his own shot. But that's just me. This Jimmy Butler saga is definitely going to be a messy one. And I do want to see how this comes on. But before we, end our show, we do need to talk about a little bit of WWE. And Rob, is a couple things that I know that you wanted to touch on. And the first one being Bianca absolutely beating up Jade. What do you think of this?
I think that Nia Jax is right. Bianca absolutely fucked up Jade Cargill. And the thing is, I saw some people saying, oh, it might be Naomi, it might be other people. Nah, it was Bianca, and I'll tell you why. If y'all remember the Royal Rumble when Jade actually came and debuted, who was there in the middle of the ring facing each other? Bianca, Jade. Who has basically been there to have the star power, have the cachet that basically, since they come up, Jade Cargill. Who was the bigger star before that? Bianca Belair. She has been lying in wait. She also basically have been wanting to get Naomi closer because she wants to basically fuck her up before Naomi basically aligning with Bayley, who was basically terrorizing Bianca for the longest. Bianca is about to be on a revenge tour, similar to what Liv was on, before she became champ. This is going to be great. I think Bianca did it. And if you see like Jade's Instagram posts and stuff like that, Jade knows who did it. Jade knows who fucked her up. She's just waiting. She's been covered in blood, everything like that. She knows. She's just waiting. She knows and she sees her. She sees Bianca out there saying all this shit, doing all this shit, being this champion for her. No. Bianca, I know you did. Love you, Bianca. You are best in the women's division to me right now. But you did it. You need to admit that you did it. And it's going to come to you. When the grass is cut, the snakes is show. Like, this is going to be the time that basically you find out what Jade can really do. And I can't wait to see it happen. You and your jealous streak, I know it's there. You just got to admit to it, okay? Look into the camera. It's me and you, Bianca. It's me and you right now. So look into the camera. Or look into your phone or your tablet or anywhere that you get in YouTube. All right? You did it. You know you did it. So you need to fess up to it or it fesses up to you. All right? That's all I'm saying about that.
Yeah. She did it, though. She did it, though.
Absolutely.
She definitely did it. She did it. Now, before we get up out of here, we must talk to you guys about the tribal combat predictions. I think me and Rob are on the same page with this.
Yep. But you go ahead first.
We think that this is the way that this might go. Okay. The Samoan spot. I think that this is probably going to be one of the best things that we've seen for the bloodline and all of its run of what it is. Okay. And it has continued to be a roller coaster of a storyline that they've written.
Best ever.
I don't know who's back there writing, but if Vince Nilman gave you look, if they ain't dropped the bins off or something in front of your house right now, like we need to be able to talk.
Man, we need to do this, the spirit bomb or something. Like,
yeah, we need to be able to talk. Look,
I put the
I ain't
money
got no bins
in the collection plate,
Yeah. This is one of those storylines. Like I said, this is the type of stuff that you need. Look, the rest of you writers need to get on board with writing things for other people like this. You got to remember, people, whenever we watch wrestling, we were invested for the storylines. We were invested because of the things that gave a lot of these wrestlers personalities. But I think Solo is going to come out on top, Rob.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and elaborate.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't been aware, Raw is going to be on Netflix for the first time ever on Monday. So this is going to be a monumental day for, like, this is going to be the first time Raw or any really WWE product outside of NXT has been on a streaming platform. This is big. This is huge. And so is the Tribal Combat, because it's going to be for the Ulafala, and basically it's going to be who is going to be the Tribal Chief. Reason why I say it's going to be Solo. Now, if y'all remember Paul Heyman's promo from last SmackDown, he was talking about how Roman Reigns and him were basically getting Solo to be the next Tribal Chief, training him up to be the next Tribal Chief. He gave every little hint that basically said that he is going to back Solo as the Tribal Chief. Well, another reason being, he probably sees him as the young lion. He sees Roman Reigns the old news, especially because he hadn't talked to Roman Reigns in so long after Roman Reigns lost the world championship. He hadn't basically done anything to basically Roman Reigns. I mean, he backed him basically as he came back, but like it took him a minute, you know, it wasn't just instantaneous. So I'm just saying this might be the time that basically takes the mantle and is the Tribal Chief. He's been doing excellent in his role. I've loved the way he's basically fallen into the, you know, faux Tribal Chief. He's gonna become the real one. He's gonna be the undisputed, reigning, defending, undisputed Tribal Chief come Monday. I'm staking my claim on it. I think Roman Reigns is going to be his downturn. I don't see him basically being there. So we'll see. If Roman Reigns does win, it's going to set up Roman Reigns versus The Rock to WrestleMania.
Yeah, if Roman Reigns wins, I can't see Roman Reigns versus Rock. Because I can see The Rock saying, who really started this shit? Who really laid the foundation? Well, no, I could see him going into some, my daddy and this one laid it, and then I elevated it and I made it what it was, and now you look to be above me. I could see it being that type of thing, which, let's be real, the Samoans were a big thing. That family has always been a big thing with like High Chief Peter Maivia, stuff like that, back in Soul Man Rocky Johnson. That whole, it was there. And then I'm not gonna lie, Rock took it there. And The Rock not only took it there, but he took it above and beyond where it went. And he became more than just a W icon. He became a global icon. He became a movie star. And he kind of laid the foundation. He was the John Wick.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the John. His grandfather then broke ground, but he laid the foundation for what we see with Roman Reigns and what we see with the Usos and everybody else. He laid that clear foundation right there for them. And it went even higher from them off of that foundation because of what The Rock was whenever he was in WWE, and still is, you know, popping up. And he laid that foundation, bro. He did his thing. And I tell some people sometime whenever they get into it about like it's the newer kids who are into it, like, oh, Roman Reigns is better than, and I was like, look, bro, you have no idea how much of the foundation that Dwayne Johnson laid right then and there versus Roman Reigns. Not saying that he couldn't have did it. I'm not saying that Roman Reigns couldn't have did it, but I would say this. Roman Reigns wasn't what The Rock is on the mic. You know?
Yeah.
And what The Rock gave us on the mic.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that on a later episode.
He ain't never go out there and sing no song to Vicky Guerrero.
That is true. But he could.
Maybe, but the Rock has done some. I know, Lillian, I make you wet with perspiration. Some of the lines,
Down simple.
some of the lines that The Rock has given me that I recite even till today make me say, yeah, The Rock was that dude, man.
Yeah.
He was that dude. And that's all I can say. I'm like, Brock is that guy. He's definitely that guy. And I love it. And I'll never be unthankful for what he is ever to wrestling. And I think that everybody should always remember. Like I said, I know we harp like old men about what was, and the ones before us harp like old men, but one day you will be the guy harping about Roman Reigns. It's so great one day. And it goes on. And it's meant to be like that. We all experience wrestling at a different time and love what it is. And I know the attitude there. Even as me and Rob look back, we say, man, they got away with some shit, man.
Dude.
But that's nor here nor there. But before we get up out of here, always remember, like we said, go ahead and get you some W. Promo code always flash on the screen up above, But always like, subscribe, share this with people. Me and Rob enjoy doing this because we're back.
We are
after
back.
Technical difficulties.
So many.
We're back after all our technical difficulties of getting this right. And anything you want to say, Rob, before we get up out of here?
Like always, good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. Happy New Year to all of y'all. Glad to be back talking to y'all, being in y'all ear holes and your eye holes, being good to both. That's what we love to do here at Brah Migos podcast. And when I talk like Stephen Smith, when you don't want to make an enemy out of me and you basically want to watch this show indubitably and unspeakably and all those kind of Z's, this is what you guys come with. Make sure y'all get us to 100 subscribers because that's what we trying to do. We're trying to get to 100, trying to get to 200. We're trying to get to 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5 million. We're trying to get all the way up there. Get to as many eye holes, ear holes, maybe other holes. You never know holes. But that's what we're trying to do. Use your mouth hole to talk about Brah Migos podcast. All right?
Yes, sir. And with that being said, we're out of here. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Brah Migos podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.